Lisa Kennedy Montgomery, an outspoken libertarian who spoke on Fox Business, shocked her viewers when she suddenly said she was leaving the show after years of interesting comments. Kennedy had been on the network for a long time, and was known for her bold takes and quick wit, but behind the scenes, a bunch of strange things happened that caused her to leave so quickly. You might be surprised by what really made Kennedy quit Fox News when her career was at its peak. First though, let's look at her childhood, which made her the famous person she is now. Lisa Kennedy Montgomery was born on September 8, 1972, in Indianapolis, Indiana. She grew up in Lake Oswego, Oregon, a beautiful neighborhood just outside of Portland. Kennedy grew up with her mother and two brothers. She had a warm, supportive childhood, and a strong family bond. Being from both Romanian and Scottish roots had a big impact on how she saw the world. It gave her a unique point of view that would become her brand in the media. Kennedy had a deep intellect and an insatiable interest from a very young age. She did very well in school at Lake Ridge High School and developed a love of learning that led her to go to college. She started college at Santa Monica College after high school, which was a big step on the way to the famous University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA. Kennedy really reached his full academic ability at UCLA. She worked hard and was determined, which is why she got a grant. This is where she first learned about philosophy, a subject that would have a big impact on how she thought and talked throughout her work. Kennedy finished with a bachelor's degree in philosophy in 2005. This was a big step in her life, and the start of an exciting new chapter. Now that Kennedy had a strong academic background, her next move would bring her to the attention of the world. A lucky break led her to a job at the famous Los Angeles Times. At Crow QFM, a radio station known for its rough alternative sound, Kennedy quickly became famous for her sharp wit and lively personality. She looked great in front of the station, and she quickly became known as the Virgin Kennedy. This nickname showed how innocent and wild she was at the same time. Kennedy's life changed dramatically when she was offered the highly sought-after job of VJ at MTV, which was one of the most important media companies at the time. The most important thing about MTV at the time was that it changed the tastes and views of a whole generation. Kennedy's unfiltered style and contagious energy made her a big hit with viewers right away. As the host of MTV's late-night alternative rock show Alternative Nation, she quickly became a popular name. Kennedy was a leader in the grunge scene that made the 1990s famous. She was a big part of getting bands like Nirvana, Soundgarden, and Pearl Jam into the public, which helped start a new era of music. She was a big deal in the music business because she could connect with her fans and really loved music. Even though it was hard for Kennedy as a young woman to work in a field dominated by men, her confidence and bravery made her stand out. She was never afraid to say what she thought or question the way things were, which made people both like and dislike her. In 1994, she mimed a private act on a microphone while standing next to Rudy Giuliani, who was mayor of New York City at the time, at the Video Music Awards. It was one of the most memorable moments of her MTV career. People saw it as both brave and controversial, and it cemented Kennedy's image as an entertainer who doesn't back down from a fight. Kennedy had an effect on pop culture that went beyond her job as a VJ. By 1995, she had such a big impact that the character McGovern on the hit show Murphy Brown was based on her. This example of her unique style and charm made her an even bigger pop culture star. In 1999, her book Hey Lady came out, which added to her fame. Tales and Tips for Curious Girls is a collection of personal stories and life lessons that young women across the country could relate to. In the late 1990s, Kennedy's trip wasn't over though. She took a brave step by switching from TV to radio, which let her explore new parts of her personality and hobbies. She went from Los Angeles to Seattle in 1999, and was the host of the radio show The Buzz on KQBZ. This lively show mixed news, local taste and humor, and Kennedy's quick wit and interesting personality were on full display. She went from being a pop culture icon to a respected media voice with this move, which marked the start of a new step in her career. Kennedy moved back to Los Angeles after 2 years and joined forces with Ahmet Zappa to lead a morning radio show on the Comedy World Radio Network. Her skills as a host and commentator got better on the show, which was a mix of current events and comedy. It was during this time that she started hosting game shows, like Friend or Foe on the Game Show Network. This part showed how she could entertain and interest people in new ways. Kennedy has always been willing to take risks and push herself, whether it was by trying new themes or switching between mediums. She is a well-known figure in the media business because she is brave, smart, and has a unique point of view. However, her move into political commentary was what really changed her job and set her up for the next part of her life. Kennedy moved into political analysis in 2001 when he co-hosted a morning radio show with Ahmed Zappa. She then went into politics, where her independent ideas and sharp analysis struck a chord with a new group of people. Kennedy's political image is an interesting mix of independence and conviction, which shows how her ideas are complicated and change over time. Even though she is listed as unaffiliated, her political views have a big effect. She strongly believes in personal freedom and responsibility, so she has been a strong supporter of privatization, arguing for major changes to Social Security and other government programs. Her resistance to the war on drugs and excessive government red tape shows that she leans libertarian, making her an enemy of both major political parties. People have noticed how brave Kennedy is when she speaks out. She became a host on Fox Business Network in 2015, and her show Kennedy gave her a chance to talk about politics with the wit and intelligence that are her trademarks. She quickly became a fan favorite because she could talk about tough topics with humor and intelligence. This made her a well-known political commentator. But Kennedy's road hasn't been easy, even though she's been successful. Because she didn't feel bad about what she said, she often got into arguments with fans and co-workers, which caused tension and controversy. But Kennedy stayed true to herself the whole time. She never stopped speaking out for what she believed in or questioning the status quo. Kennedy's political career began in 1994, when Republicans were very excited about him. She made it clear that she was a devoted Republican, which was the beginning of a lifelong love for conservative politics. In her early days in politics, she was different because she was always going against the grain. In 1993, she made a memorable showing at MTV's Rock and Roll inaugural ball for Bill Clinton, which showed this. As the Clintons took the stage, Kennedy joked by chanting "Nixon now," which showed how much he admired Richard Nixon, a person she looked up to because of his complicated and often mistaken legacy. In conservative circles, her backing for other Republicans like Dan Quayle and Bob Dole made her position even stronger. In 1996, when she spoke at the Republican National Convention, it was the high point of her early political career. Lisa Kennedy Montgomery became a rising star in the Republican Party, and a public person who can inspire and change people at this national convention. Along with her continued political growth, a deep change began to take shape. The active young woman, who used to be proud to say she was a social conservative, started to doubt her views. She understood that being too conservative with other people was hurting her. It was like taking off a heavy cloak when she boldly said, "I wasn't a Bush conservative. I was really a libertarian." This was the start of Kennedy's journey to a new ideological home, one that would change her job and public image. This ideological awakening began when I met C.T. Lower by chance. C.T. is a co-worker at MTV, and a fellow thinker who is very interested in politics and philosophy. Lower showed Kennedy Ayn Rand's writings, especially her introduction to objectivist ideas, about how we know what we know. Kennedy was greatly moved by the ideas in Rand's writings, which planted the seeds of libertarianism that would soon grow and thrive. Kennedy's switch to libertarianism wasn't just a change in ideas, it was a call to action. As her views changed, she became more and more at odds with mainstream conservatism. She made a big choice when she backed Gary Johnson, the Libertarian Party's presidential candidate, in both the 2012 and 2016 elections. This public support showed that she fully agreed with libertarian ideas and was ready to stand out from the crowd, even if it meant going against the party she had once strongly backed. Kennedy wrote an interesting piece for Reason in March 2012. Reason is a magazine that supports libertarian ideas. She boldly said that atheism should be recognized as a faith too, going against the traditional split between theistic and non-theistic beliefs. This statement wasn't just an opinion. It was an invitation for others to accept and enjoy atheism. In her personal statement, Kennedy talked about her larger philosophy, which focuses on personal freedom, intellectual honesty, and a never-ending search for the truth. She was a perfect fit for Fox News, which is known for having a wide range of commentators and pundits because of her mix of wit, wisdom, and libertarian charm. When she joined Fox News, it was a new start in her work. Now her beliefs and ideas could reach more people. Kennedy's first job on Fox News was as a commentator in 2012. Her sharp analysis, quick wit, and ability to get into heated arguments made her a fan favorite very quickly. During this time, she got better at being a political commentator by talking about a lot of different issues in a surprisingly honest and funny way. The more Kennedy became famous on the network, the more Fox News noticed how popular she was becoming and how she had a unique point of view. By 2013, she was able to co-host The Independents, a show that looked at how politics, society, and the economy affect each other. Kennedy was able to show how versatile she is and how well she can connect with a wide range of people through the show's format, which included lively debates, serious discussions, and funny segments. Kennedy's big break in 2015 came about because of how well The Independents did. Fox News said she would have her own show called Kennedy, which would air at 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday. There is a lot of television news out there, but ET on Fox Business Network quickly stood out. Its unique structure and Kennedy's interesting nature were important factors. Kennedy set her show apart from other political talk shows by encouraging honest and open conversation. She always pushed her guests out of their comfort zones by challenging them and encouraging them to have real, unscripted talks. Her goal was always to find the truth and bring important problems to light. Kennedy's show was also known for being ready to talk about tough issues head-on. She was never afraid to stand up for what she believed in, whether they were talking about the latest political scandal or social justice and civil rights. Her libertarian beliefs, which stress personal freedom, small government, and free markets, shaped how she thought about and dealt with the problems of the day. From the beginning, E.T. had a loyal fan base. People liked how it had both funny and important parts, which made it different from other political shows. The show's ratings showed that people liked it. In its early years, Kennedy was regularly one of the most popular shows on Fox Business Network. But during the COVID-19 outbreak, everything changed in a very bad way. It was a very tough time for the media, and Fox Business Network had to make some tough decisions. Businesses and markets fell apart as the virus spread around the world. It became important to have up-to-date economic news. Fox Business Network shocked everyone by deciding to put Kennedy on hold. The show will not air again until March 2020, after 7 months. Fans were left asking when Lisa Kennedy Montgomery would appear on TV again. In October 2020, Edie didn't want to be quiet. The show finally came back after a long break, and it did so with its usual sharp wit and fearless criticism. Fans got used to the show's unique mix of humor, deep thought, and unfiltered criticism. But things had changed, and Kennedy had to quickly adjust. Strict safety rules had to be put in place, such as social separation, working from home, and many other safety measures. It was new territory for the people who put together the show. The creation itself wasn't the only difficult part. People's viewing habits had changed in big ways. A lot of people worked from home, which made the media world more competitive than ever. In this new digital world, people were getting news faster than ever before, but they were also distracted, worried, and stressed. In and of itself, staying current was hard. Kennedy and her team knew they had to do better. They used social media in ways that had never been done before, interacting with fans online, and giving fans exclusive material that kept them interested. Even with the problems, Kennedy continued to do well. The show's strong numbers showed that people still liked Kennedy's unique mix of humor, insight, and unapologetic commentary. In fact, 81,000 people watched the show's second episode after it relaunched, which is pretty good in a world where people's attention spans are getting shorter and competition is tough. The show changed to fit the needs of the time as the pandemic went on. It turned into a place to talk about the most important issues of the day, like how the government was handling the outbreak, how lockdowns affected people's rights, and the huge effects on the economy. During the crisis, Kennedy's liberal ideas about individual rights and small government became more important than ever. People who watched her show were getting more and more angry with the government's restrictions, so she used her show to question the usefulness of lockdowns and fight for personal freedoms. Another storm was coming just as Kennedy was getting comfortable. News on Fox Business Network in June 2023 about a shocking event that would be even harder to deal with than the pandemic. Kennedy was going to be canceled. Fans and people who work in the business were both shocked when the news came out on June 1, 2023. The news was broken by Lisa Kennedy Montgomery herself on social media, with her usual sense of fun. Her tweet said, "Tonight is the last episode of Kennedy. Like my prom night, let's go out with a bang." The funny but sad message hit home with her fans, who had been there for her through all the ups and downs of the show's 8.5-year run. It was the end of an era when the cancellation happened. Kennedy has been a regular on Fox Business since its launch in 2015. The show is known for its lively debates, cultural commentary, and Kennedy's honest view of the world. But the media world was changing quickly, and the network's choice was a reflection of larger trends in what viewers want and how they choose to consume media. After it was canceled, Fox Business Network took over the 7 p.m. time slot where Larry Cow's show used to air. This change showed that the network's strategy had changed. Cow had a loyal following because he focused on economic analysis and market insights. He was the head of the National Economic Council during the Trump administration. His show always did better in the numbers than Kennedy's, so it made sense for Fox Business to put it on during prime time. It was smart to give more attention to a show that could bring in more viewers in a cable news market that is becoming more and more competitive. It had been clear for a while. The show Kennedy's numbers had been going down for a while before it was canceled. The show used to get a lot of viewers, but now it only had about 81,000 on average, which is a lot less than Cow's show, which always got bigger crowds at a worse time. This drop was a sign of bigger changes in how people got their news and commentary. More and more watchers were switching to other sources. Kennedy's biggest move was when she quit Fox News to become a columnist for the Daily Mail on August 24th. This big change marked the start of a new part of her work that would bring her voice to people all over the world. The news made waves in the media world, and people had responses that ranged from excitement to doubt. Kennedy's fans were excited to see how she would bring her sharp mind and liberal beliefs to the Daily Mail, which is known for its shocking headlines and stories. Kennedy made a name for herself right away in her first piece for the Daily Mail. She looked at the 2024 election with a new angle, which challenged common stories and started heated debates. Her columns quickly became must-reads, bringing her new readers and keeping her old fans interested. As Lisa Kennedy Montgomery continues to work her way through the media world, one thing is clear: she's not done yet. Kennedy is still a powerful voice that won't be shut down, whether she's on TV, in print, or through her show. This is true no matter how much the world around her changes.